So today we're going to learn about resonance. So resonance is what? Resonance is actually delocalized electron pair bonding. That means delocalization of electrons. Resonance is generally delocalization of electrons. And obviously delocalization of pi electrons, because the sigma bonding electrons cannot be localized. Okay, cannot be delocalized. They are fixed in a position. So only pi bond can be delocalized. So resonance is take place because of the presence of pi electrons. This is the first thing. Now, suppose if I consider this molecule C. This is benzene. Okay, this is the structure number 1. If I consider this one, this is structure number 2. Okay, and so it have one double bond, then one single bond, then one double bond, then one single bond, then double bond, then single. That means double, single, double. This type of structure it have. Here is also one double bond, one single bond, then double bond, single bond, then double bond, and again single bond. That means double, single bonding structure is there. Okay, so we know that carbon-carbon single bond, okay, the bond length of carbon-carbon single bond is 139 picometer, and carbon-carbon double bond is, carbon-carbon single bond, the bond length of carbon-carbon single bond is 154 picometer, whereas carbon-carbon double bond is 134 picometer. Okay, carbon-carbon single bond is 154 picometer and carbon-carbon double bond is 134 picometer. So it was expected that if we try to calculate the bond length of benzene, we will get two type of bond length. One is for carbon-carbon double bond, what will be 134 picometer, and one will be for carbon-carbon single bond, what will be 154 picometer. But okay, it was experimentally determined that benzene has uniform carbon-carbon bond distance or bond length of 139 picometer. Understood? It has carbon-carbon bond distance of 139 picometer. It is not like that it has two type of bond length. No, it have only one uniform bond length, is 139 picometer. Okay, so why this is so? Now, okay, so this is for resonance. Actually, the pi electron present in benzene are delocalized over all the bonds. Pi electrons is actually delocalized over all the bonds. Okay, pi electron actually delocalized over all the bonds. So this is the main thing. Clear? Okay, so this is actually the structure. And one more important thing, that suppose benzene, okay, suppose benzene have 10 properties. Suppose benzene have 10 properties. 6 of the properties can be explained by this structure, and 4 of the properties can be explained by this structure. Okay, 6 of the properties can be explained by structure number 1, and the other 4 properties can be explained by structure number 2. So why this is happening? Okay, why? So these are actually all because of the delocalization of pi electrons. Okay, now many other examples are there. Let's see. Suppose ozone. Ozone is what? Ozone is O3. So see, ozone can be this will be one structure of ozone. If I draw one more structure, sorry, not this one. This is structure 1, this is structure 2. Okay, so here is also double bond, single bond, here is single bond, double bond. If we consider the bond length, we will not get two different bond length. We will not get bond length for double bond or single bond. We will get we will get a particular bond length which is equal. So that's why the structure of ozone is actually like this. The actual structure is like this. Pi electron is delocalized equally in all the 3 oxygen atoms. So this structure is actually known as hybrid structure. This structure is known as hybrid structure. Here is also, this structure is also known as hybrid structure. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the one more important thing is that this resonance structure is also known as canonical structure. This resonance structure is also known as canonical, sorry. This resonance structure is also known as canonical structure, not canonical, sorry, canonical. This resonance structure is also known as canonical structure, this one. Okay, and this canonical structure or contributing structure, so these two are the canonical structure and these two are the we can say the contributory structure. They are totally hypothetical. They are hypothetical in nature and they individually do not represent any real molecules. So that means O3, okay, O3 I cannot explain all the properties of O3. I cannot explain by the structure 1. Or if I want to give the structure of O3, I cannot write the structure number 2 because all the properties of 1 and 2 cannot be explained by the single structure. And these two are hypothetical. The actual structure is this one, the hybrid structure. Okay, understood? Now next is rules. Next is rules for writing resonance structure. So first thing, see, resonance structure exists only on paper. Resonance structure is only on paper. They are hypothetical because molecules are 3D. Molecules are not 2D. All the molecules are 3D and we cannot draw the 3D structure in paper. That's why the resonating structures are hypothetical. resonance stabilize the molecule. Okay, this resonance stabilize the molecule. Only lone pair and pi electrons are allowed to move in resonance. Sigma electrons will not allow to move in resonance. Only lone pair and pi electrons are allowed to move in resonance. Now, next point, see. Resonating structure, canonical forms, you can say, have no real existence. They don't have any real existence. And resonance hybrid is more stable any of its canonical forms. So if I consider here this one, see this one, okay, this hybrid structure is more stable than 1 and 2. If I consider benzene, this hybrid structure is more stable than 1 and 2. And all the canonical forms do not contribute equally to the hybrid. It is not like that all the canonical forms equally contribute to form the hybrid. This one. And canonical forms are not in equilibrium with each other. It's not like that they are in equilibrium. They are not in equilibrium. They are just hypothetical structure to explain the properties, because by the single structure we cannot explain the properties. So this is actually the hypothetical structure to explain the properties. So this is the yes, say.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of dotted line in that ozone structure?
Dotted line means that all the pi electrons see, all the pi electrons are delocalized. That means pi electrons are equally delocalized between these 3 oxygen.
Okay,
understood? The pi electrons are rotating all over the 3 electrons in equal magnitude.
Okay, ma'am.
It is not like that only this oxygen and this oxygen holding the pi electron, or this oxygen are holding the pi electrons. No, the pi electron is rotating and they delocalize over the 3 oxygen atoms. So this is the main thing. The availability of pi electron here is also same, here is also same, and here is also same. That is the main thing. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the rules for writing resonance structure. This is very important. This is actually very, very important. Now, next is resonance energy. Resonance energy. So, the energy of the actual structure. Suppose the energy of the actual benzene. Okay, this is the actual benzene. Okay, or benzene we can draw like this. The same thing. The energy of the actual structure is lower than that of any form of canonical structure. So suppose here the energy is E. Benzene can be drawn like this. Benzene can be drawn like this. So the energy of this 2 form is much higher than that of this one. Okay, so this is the actual structure. This is the actual hybrid structure. This is the actual hybrid structure. The energy of the hybrid structure is much less than that of the canonical form. So it has been said over here, see, the difference in the energy between the actual structure and the lowest energy resonance structure is called the resonance stabilization energy or resonance energy. So that means the amount of energy one molecule released, okay, to get the stable hybrid structure, that is actually known as resonance energy. Okay, I'm just explaining you with the help of a chart. It will be easy for you to understand. See. Suppose this is cyclohexane. It is a stable molecule and it is its energy. Energy is increasing in this way. Okay. Now suppose this one. When one double bond is added. So its energy to stabilize, okay, its energy to stabilize, it have to release 120 kilojoule per mole. So its resonance stabilization energy will be 120 kilojoule. Okay, when two double bond is added, suppose C, this is two double bond. Here is also that to stabilize, okay, to stabilize, that means to release the pi, to stabilize it requires minus 240 kilojoule. This is its resonance stabilization energy. Okay, stabilization to become stabilized. Now next, suppose if I consider now benzene. So benzene should have expected energy over here minus 359 kilojoule per mole, but actually benzene is remain over here. It have 28. So this, that means it should expected energy will be 359 kilojoule, but it actually have to come to the cyclohexane. If we take the structure and it is come to cyclohexane, if we take the cyclohexane and the benchmark, so you have to release 208 kilojoule, but it expected to be present at 359 kilojoules. So this is actually the resonance stabilization energy. This 151 kilojoule energy is actually resonance stabilization energy. It should have an expected energy of 360 kilojoule. That means from cyclohexane to formation of benzene, from cyclohexane to benzene, it will require 360. But actually it is not in 360 kilojoule, it is 208 kilojoule. So the gap, that is 151 kilojoule energy gap, that is actually known as resonance energy or resonance stabilization energy. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, we have to learn one important thing, that next we will learn resonance effect or mesomeric effect. Both things are important, resonance effect and mesomeric effect. Now, the next thing what we will learn, that is conjugation. Conjugation is very important. What is conjugation? Conjugation is a very important thing. Okay, conjugation. So conjugation can be formed between charge, single bond, charge. So that means if charge, single bond charge present, that means they are in conjugation. Okay, when carbon-carbon double bond, C. Here is what? Double bond and single bond. That means there is also in conjugation. See, this one. Here is charge, single bond, double bond. Charge, single bond, double bond. There is also in conjugation. See, charge, this is also charge, negative charge, single bond, double bond. There is also in conjugation. That means what? Pi electrons or the charge can move. They can change their position. Or if I consider this one, free electrons, there is also remain in conjugation. So what is conjugation? Conjugation is, we can say, continuous, continuous availability of empty p orbitals. Because if p orbitals are not vacant, then where the electron will stay? Charge, single bond, charge, or double bond, a single bond, double bond. So here they can move. For movement, they need some vacant orbital. Without vacant orbital, they cannot move. So, and which orbital can be vacant? Only the p orbital. So, what is conjugation? We can say conjugation is the continuous availability of empty p orbitals. Okay, let's see. Let's take one example. Okay. So here all the 4 carbon atom are sp2 hybridized. Here all the carbon atom are sp2 hybridized. Now they have vacant p orbital. One p orbital is vacant because sp2, one p orbital is vacant. So that's why this electron, this pi electron can move here. This pi electron can move to this carbon atom. And now the structure become, see, CH2, because this pi electron is moved here. That's why it is become positive. CH, double bond CH. Understood this one? Now, if I consider this molecule, see, if I consider this molecule, okay, see, here, this is sp3 hybridized. This carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. So here no p orbital. They have vacant p orbital. Okay, so this electron cannot move over here because no pi orbital is available. But the electron will stay. But the electron will go. Understood? So this molecule is not in conjugation. This molecule is not in conjugation. So here no conjugations take place. Understood? Tell me, understood or not? Yes, tell me, understood or not? Yes, boys? Understood the conjugation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today up to this much. Tomorrow, tomorrow I think holiday because of the Gandhi Jayanti. Monday we will learn how we have to draw the resonating structure. Then we will learn the positive and negative mesomeric effect. For the positive and negative mesomeric effect, tomorrow in our next class we will learn. Okay. Okay. So, do anyone have any confusion from today's class?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm ending the class now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.